Since we're entering October, we're entering my favorite part of the year. You know, my birthday is also in October, but it's also due to the fact that the plethora of horror films that are coming out in this last month or so. Kicking off the horror film theme this month, we have Cult of Chucky, which is actually the 7th movie in this Child's Play franchise. Isn't that crazy to think they've made 7 of these? It's been about 4 years since the last film in the franchise, Curse of Chucky. You know, which I liked, actually. It was a pretty good start, you know, after they burned the franchise into the ground with Seed of Chucky. This one's continuing on from the last film. You know, Fiona Dourif's character, Nika's back. Alex Vincent's character, Andy Barclay's back. So it's nice that they're keeping some, you know, continuity in these. But, I mean, we'll see how the rest of it goes. Starting things off with a couple positive. I mean, of course, Brad Dourif's performance as Chucky is always great. Always gives a phenomenal performance as Chucky. I mean, he carries every scene he's in. Of course, he's going to be one of the positives in any movie involving Chucky. But yeah, I mean, even his daughter, Fiona Dourif, does a really great job as Nika in this again. You know, building off of the performance she did in the last film. Other than Brad Dourif, she's actually my second favorite performance in the whole movie. And they give her actually a good amount of character development, which is really nice, even though it really doesn't go anywhere. Elaborating on that more kind of leads into the negatives I have for this film, like mostly due to the fact that the general plot for this movie is pretty, like, lacking and pretty repetitive and frustrating to just to follow along with. So Nika's in a mental institution after the events of the last film, and over time they pretty much convinced her that she's the one who killed everybody, and Chucky didn't really exist. And, like, the therapist at the mental institution, like, buys this Chucky doll, and, like, I guess it helps with her therapy. And then, ironically enough, after this doll appears, like, people start ending up dead in this mental institution. So they just play this kind of game where it's like, you know, someone dies, and then she says she didn't do it, Chucky's the one who did it, and it's like, this goes on in a cycle, like, for an hour of the movie. And it's like, please do something else. Like, I get the formula. Do other things. Because they play with the whole psychological horror element a bit. And it's like, they try to be like, are you sure you didn't do it? Like, maybe you imagined Chucky did it, and you actually did it. And it's like, everybody knows that, no, it's Chucky that did it. She's not crazy. You're the crazy ones. Like, it was just so frustrating. Maybe if the characters in this mental institution were a lot better, like, I would have enjoyed it more. But they were pretty flat, so I didn't really enjoy it that much. A lot of them were pretty one-dimensional. Since, like, one of them, like, just has multiple personalities, which is basically just him doing impressions of other people, like Michael Phelps and Mark Zuckerberg. And, like, there's one that's, like, a crazy mother that, like, killed her kid. And now, like, the Chucky doll is, like, her, like, dead son that she tries to, like, I guess redeem herself for. It was just, like, these characters are really dumb. I mean, you're rooting for Chucky in these movies anyways, right? I mean, I don't think anyone out there wants him to lose. You really just want him to kill these people in really cool, funny ways, you know, because that's what he does. And you're in this movie, you're just like, please kill these people. I'm tired of them being on screen. And also, one of the characters you're excited to come back, Andy Barclay, he's hardly even in the movie. The majority of his scenes, he's in a faraway place away from everybody else in the whole movie. So you really could have just cut out most of his scenes, and it would have had no bearing on the plot whatsoever. And I felt that was really disappointing, because I like Andy Barclay, and I was excited for him to come back after that really cool cameo in the last film. But, you know, maybe next time? Also, like a quick side thing, they could have made the kills in this movie a little bit more creative. I mean, I know it's a straight-to-DVD, video-on-demand kind of movie, but, I mean, a lot of these scenes with these deaths aren't even that exciting. They're just standard crap you see in every movie. I mean, the only one I actually enjoyed was when Chucky went full, like, Mortal Kombat fatality on one person. And that was one scene, and that's it. So, oh well. Now, if you're wondering why this movie's called Cult of Chucky, I'll tell you right now, so spoiler warning. I mean, if you don't want to be spoiled, you know, feel free to click away. You're mute until the spoiler warning's off the screen. But yeah, so the reason why it's called Cult of Chucky is because Chucky learned a spell off of some voodoo website that lets him possess multiple objects at the same time. So there's multiple Chuckies in this movie. Yeah. That's why it's called Cult of Chucky. Now, I can't really complain since this is a franchise about a serial killer doll. But, I mean, I didn't really like that whatsoever. Anyway, to give a score for this film, I'd have to give Cult of Chucky a D. I really felt like this was a step back since Curse of Chucky was such a much better film in my opinion. But, I mean, I don't really like how the franchise direction is going after this. But, I mean, I'll probably still watch it anyways, and I'm sure most people will too. But, not a big fan of this one. I mean, still not as bad as Seed of Chucky, though. So, I mean, I guess that's something. But anyway, thanks for checking out my review of Cult of Chucky. Feel free to leave a like, you know, comment what your thoughts are about the movie when you see it. You know, also subscribe. But until then, I'll see you guys later.